Why do you think that you have the right to silence me?
I always said that I don't want to be heard, I want to be felt. I don't want to make my mark, I want to make my dent.
I didn't realize at the time that I was actually one of the biggest activists and largest organizers of white nationalism and alt-right in the United States.
They are what is considered by most people sort of your button-up white supremacists, your suit-and-tie Nazis.
Arguably, what they spew, while it's hateful and deplorable, is political speech, and so therefore it's protected under the Constitution.
Pat, why are you letting the fascists down here? You've got us blocked off, but you're letting the fascists come and harass us? We want them out of here now, damn it, or we're coming over the fucking barrier!
I can't walk in fear, and we don't walk in fear, you know. And I thank God for that.
Honestly, I wanted to make sure that when I left this earth, there would be something left behind that was worth a damn.
4 bands, 9 songs, 1 good cause, and I even do spoken word on the thing. So head on over to OnePeoplesProject.com and get your copy of this important CD. Bottom line, we all in the fight now.
Hi, I'm Daryl.
Hey, I'm Marina.
Hey, it's Christian here.
And this is Antifascism OG on the road. And as long as hopefully we still have juice on this mic while we do our little intros here and discuss. Oh, so let's just cut to it then. We're here at the say it with me, please. See it.
The Upstate Anarchist Bookfair.
And we're in Binghamton, New York for it. And it's pre-recorded because it was last weekend that we're here. And been here 2 years. I was here 2 years ago, and it's larger than it was back then. I mean, back then, like but in any case, we're having a good time here. We're having a ball, meeting some good people. People are meeting us, learning more about us, and learning more about Alex Stokes, who I'm going to talk about in a minute. This is your first time here, though, right?
It's my first time here at the book fair. It's a great time meeting a lot of interesting people from all over the area. As Marina was telling me earlier, this is actually a college town. I'm unfamiliar with the area. A lot of young people here that I'm excited to see. A nice mix of people, definitely some families. And if you get a chance in the future, I would say come on out. I mean, this is great, having a good time, meeting a lot of interesting people.
And is this is your first time here?
Yes,
too,
I've
right?
never been to this book fair.
Yeah, and this has been and you're coming from Vermont.
Yeah, from upstate, from Northeast Kingdom, Vermont, near the Canadian border, in the middle of nowhere.
and we're going to see a couple of people. We're going to be interviewing people who are here with their tables and such. And overall, I love going to book fairs because it's a good opportunity to meet folks, as always, but it's also an opportunity to get things that you would not otherwise see. I mean, when you're talking about an era where they're banning books and things like that, here where all those books are, here's where you will find them. And some books aren't banned because they don't know they exist. And best strike when the iron hot when it comes to things like that. And meanwhile, we're here. We want to send love to PM Press for hosting this event and helping us with this little podcast here. And so you want to say anything about why we're here and what it is?
I mean, we're here to spread the word. We're here to network. We want other people to know the work that we're doing. Daryl has actually had a couple people come up to him and say hi who recognized him. We want people to know about the work that we're doing. So education, activism, networking, just letting people know that we cover the news, anti-fascist, anti-capitalist news, and we're trying to bring it out to you. And we want to do more of these events from the road if we can.
And I'm here to network. I'm also here to help transport a couple young people who need to network here.
Yeah.
And I'll talk a little bit about what I do. Up in my neck of the woods, I do a lot of support of people experiencing political repression in the carceral system. I also do a project called VT Leaks, where I expose whatever documents come to me. And one of the more recent ones on the VT Leaks in the document section is a disciplinary hearing where students from Champlain College were disciplined for protesting this professor who thinks that trans people are genociding gay people by their existence. And he has some very interesting credentials, which really could bear further examination.
Could he be a possible new entrant into our rogues gallery? Do you think that that's something that could happen in the future?
Actually, possibly, but it's going to do some digging. I mean, there seems to be a lot of diploma mills and things that are
way too many.
That are like he did a presentation at edX or CourseX for Harvard University, and it seems like he's trying to claim that he's at Harvard and he's the president of his own university, but he's an adjunct professor at Champlain and the Community College of Vermont. I mean,
I'm an adjunct professor also, and there's no world where you own your own college. And then, I mean, yes, you would. Yes, that happens where you could be an adjunct, but something definitely sounds fishy here. Marina, how do we access that website so we can see those documents?
The documents about his stuff are on his own website.
Yeah.
It's David Tomasi, and you can look at his website and make sure you look at the curriculum vitae. It's very, very amusing.
That might have to be a comedy segment.
It's definitely.
We're gonna have to. We might have to.
Comedy hour.
We might have to look at this guy's CV, but okay.
Yeah, and the college is backing this guy to the hilt.
Oh God!
And it's like I mean, I come from a background of academics, and,
Yeah.
and if my mother saw his CV, she would consider it a work of comedy, not seriousness.
Yeah. Is this a private college that he works at?
Yeah, it's Champlain College.
That's a private. Well, okay, that
It's
says a lot.
supposedly very reputable, but their board has been taken over by business people.
Oh, there it is. That's a lot of boards. What does this guy teach?
He says he teaches some sort of psychology stuff. I
Oh,
didn't
boy.
really take him all that seriously.
Oh my God, the damage that these people do. It's grotesque.
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting. And if you want to hear the college kangaroo court
Oh, God.
hearing for one of the students, it's on vtleaks.org.
Vermont, VT Leaks. Okay, I'm slow,
VTleaks.org.
folks. I'm catching up. VT Leaks. Got it.
Victor Tango leaks.org, and look in the documents section, and there's the thing about the student who recorded her disciplinary hearing
boy.
Secretly, because Vermont is a one-party state, and she gave it to me to post.
Okay.
And it shows you the nature of the disciplinarian of the college.
And hopefully we will have them on the show at some time.
Yeah, we're hoping to. They said they would get back to them about their sentences on Friday, and so far, since there's been some press coverage, the college has not gotten back to them on Friday.
Oh, wow, that's how it goes. They're trying to hide now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, are there people here here at the, getting back to this event here? We are dealing with some academics here that are out here. Have you been able to see anybody, or no? We really haven't.
No, I just got here today,
Yeah,
so I haven't really had the chance. I did check out some of those books, though. Great book deals. Great book deals.
Yes, and good books. But we already said that. But they have some people that are speaking that have been speaking over the past couple
There's
of
a number
days.
of workshops here today.
Yeah, and were you able to participate in any or no?
I have not. I'm still kind of weary from the road getting up here.
Oh, you got yours. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sitting there I'm making her in stereo here, but
That's cool.
but no, it's there's a lot that there's like I've been sitting at the basically at the table that we have. So I haven't been able to partake in much of the stuff that's been going on. But next year they asked if I wanted to speak. Good luck with that with my mouth, but I will do it.
I think you should.
Well, I intend to. If they should be damned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there's a lot that I want to talk about. And by that time next year, might be a lot more, especially if Trump is still around. But it's so funny too, because the last time before I had my stroke, the last time I had spoke, it was with Burning Books and out of Buffalo, New York, and they're here. I actually met them here 2 years ago, and we said, no, I'm sorry, Niagara. That's where they're from. And I went to Niagara College to speak that week, and then I went to Burn it. Oh, good grief. That their book that I just mentioned. And after that, I can't say the words anymore. So it was good being there, and I'm glad they're here. You can see that speech, that the discussion that I had at their event at their bookstore, and it's on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel, the one that you're on right now, maybe. Because let's remember, you can see this on Substack, you can see this on YouTube, you can see this on the Idavox channel, on Facebook, and Patreon. Patreon is being nice to us all of a sudden. So, but like I said, this is so we're gonna let it go for now, and we're gonna introduce you to some of the folks that are here. And some interesting folks, folks that I used to work with, and you might even see some folks that have been on the show too. So this is the first thing, first interview today, and we're going to introduce you to this here book.
This is my book, Metropolitans, New York Baseball, Class Struggle and the People's Team. I'm Andy Gitlitz. This is a book, Radical History of Baseball, the Mets are the main character, but I also talk about the history of baseball originating in New York in the 19th century, and sort of the class history of it, the way it expanded into the working class, and just generally a political history of baseball about questions of race and labor and activism.
And that's interesting about it. Let me see the book again, because I gotta look at this book because I haven't seen. Is this Astor House?
Yeah.
And
professional operation.
What is it again?
Astor House. It's a real publisher. It's a real book.
Yeah, that's why it's hardcore. Damn it.
Hardcover.
Yeah. Fun with aphasia. Anyway, you come from a perspective in this book. And remember, I haven't read this yet, but based on what you're saying and from who's giving you props on it on the back cover, you're coming from a perspective that very seldom comes that we talk about. We always talk about it being the America's pastime, and we do talk about the class struggles when it comes to, say, Jackie Robinson. Okay, I'm assuming that you just basically just delved into that.
There's a chapter on Jackie for sure.
Yeah, but I mean in general. But what I mean in general is that you really talk about what it means to be about the Mets and about baseball in general, especially in New York. And what got you on this subject?
Well, I am a Mets fan. I got really into the Mets in the late 90s. And at that point, obviously the Mets were great in the 80s, but they were very bad in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s, the Yankees are an incredible team, one of the great teams in baseball history. But they had this they've always been a very conservative team, at least since the 30s and 40s. And so people called them the evil empire, right? Steinbrenner is a sort of Trumpian figure.
Right.
Giuliani loved the Yankees. And so the Mets kind of felt like this insurgent team. There was even this kind of black bloc quality to them because they started wearing these black uniforms. Another antagonist of theirs was John Rocker, who was this very racist pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. And so in that moment, I was like 12, 13, not really quite into politics yet. So it was sort of a transition for me to love the Mets that way. And afterwards, they lost the 2000 World Series. It was very disillusioning. They become a little bit patriotic too after 9/11. Yeah. And so I drifted away from Mets fandom. But over the years, they were always there for me. Like when whatever mass struggle, peaks and falls, or just on in between when I'm on break at work, I could watch the Mets. And what really got me back into them in a political way was in 2020, Dom Smith, who was the only African American on the Mets roster that year, led a walkout after the Kenosha shootings. And that was the moment that I was probably the proudest to be a Mets fan.
I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah, well, there was this sport-wide Wildcat general strike after Kenosha. It started in basketball with the T-Wolves, and LeBron James sort of became the leader of it. But it spread throughout all other sports. It was a little bit slow to spread to baseball, actually. So the Mets weren't the only team to have a walkout. But it just struck me that I was so proud to be a Mets fan for something that had nothing to do with the game, right? It was actually the cancellation of a game, which baseball fans typically don't want, right? And so I thought maybe there's probably a lot of other Mets fans out there like me who see the sport that way, and I wanted to create a narrative of the team for fans like me, and that's been incredibly successful. The kind of the usual suspects like DSA Mets fans, Mamdani supporters and stuff, they're into the book, but also really apolitical fans, even some conservative Mets fans have really been excited about this. And so I think I've really tapped into something that's maybe unique to the Mets as this kind of uniquely progressive team. They're beloved by the New Left in the 60s, and Tom Seaver dedicated the 69 Miracle World Championship to stopping the war in Vietnam. And so there's a lot of political moments in Mets history that I connect with previous political moments, like Jackie, like Babe Ruth.
And I think honestly it's important because a lot of people, like you just said, look at sports or try to make it be apolitical. Mm-hmm. But when you notice who's actually pushing that narrative, it's the folks that we have issues with the most. Mm-hmm. And I think that this is going to be a very important part going forward.
I hope so. Yeah.
How do they get a copy of theirs?
It should be available at almost any bookstore. It's a New York Times bestseller, so you can. I encourage you to buy it at a local bookstore, but you can also get it online or at Barnes & Noble.
Okay. Again, you said this was a new. It's a new best. You just said it was a
New York Times bestseller. Yeah.
Wow, excellent, man! Congratulations.
A lot of Mets fans out there.
All right.
And if you're a Yankees fan, there's also a chapter about the Yankees, although it is the shortest chapter. But it's positive. You know.
That's a nice way to go. Fuck off. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks for talking.
Please.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Christian here from the One People's Project with Travis from Binghamton Solidarity for Palestine. How you doing today, Travis?
So far, so good. It's been a very good weekend. We love coming out to pretty much any event that'll have us to spread our word, and everyone here has been pretty supportive, so it's been well.
So how big is your organization, and how long have you been here in Binghamton?
Hard to say how big we are. We have several dozen committed members. Mm-hmm. We've existed since the end of 2023, shortly after the most recent genocide in Gaza began.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And have you been here all weekend?
Yes, we've been here the entire weekend.
Do you try to make it a point to go to a lot of these book fairs and rallies and organizations?
Yeah, we do, because we feel like it's our duty to spread the word of what's going on in Palestine as much as we can, as well as imperialism in general. So whoever will have us will go there. And especially occasions like this with other radical people.
Yeah, speaking to the ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people, specifically in Gaza, what caused you to want to get involved?
I've honestly been pretty involved for Palestine even before this most recent genocide, just because when I was an undergraduate, first going to college, I made a Palestinian friend.
Okay.
Whose father was a survivor of the Nakba.
Okay.
And I was able to learn from his perspective, and I also lived with an Israeli, so I saw that perspective too, and I just kind of came to the conclusion that what's happening to Palestine is egregious. And then after October 7th of 2023, I just kind of realized it was going to get really, really ugly.
Yeah.
And had to try to get involved even more.
What kind of work does your organization do?
We do everything from community events, like dinners, activities for kids, to protests, more disruptions, writing statements, just whatever we possibly can that we think will help the cause.
How has the local community reacted? Have you gotten support? Have you gotten pushback? How could you? I mean, I'm assuming it's pretty complex or mixed.
Yeah, it's pretty mixed. There's been a lot of support. I will say that much. I mean, we've been able to meet a lot of the Palestinians that live in the local community that we had no idea about.
Okay.
Because a lot of them, what they would do is they would tell people they're Syrian or from the UAE.
Hiding.
They would hide, but then once we realized just how many of them there were, that kind of became kind of emboldening. We realized we have to really step up our game. And we have received a lot of blowback too.
Okay. Is it like a lot of families, individuals?
A lot of families.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of families live around here, more than you would expect.
Has their support been, because you said that a lot of them are trying to fly under the radar, which is totally understandable. Have they been more supportive, or have they asked you to kind of back off, or what is?
They've been more supportive.
Okay.
Yeah. They haven't been necessarily too hands-on, because a lot of them are at risk of agencies like ICE, so they're affiliated, but they're not.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Like verbal support, outside support.
Or they'll cook food for our events and stuff like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you like Palestinian food?
I love it.
What's your favorite Palestinian dish?
Oh my gosh. Got to go with the classic falafel, of course.
Of course. Can't go wrong.
God, there was just a ton back there. I just ate. I don't even know what a lot of it's called, but I love it.
It just tastes good, right?
Yeah. That's what I do know.
Good.
But it hasn't all been support. Yes, there has been a lot of blowback too.
Okay. Can we talk about that? Like what kind of blowback you've gotten? You don't have to be too graphic if you don't. You don't have to.
For those of us that are at university, because our org's a mixed org. We have students and community. we're not just only students. But for those of us on campus, it's a very Zionist campus.
Okay.
A lot of Zionist student orgs, a lot of IOF soldiers that come here to study.
Oh, wow.
And they're particularly aggressive.
Would you be willing to share what college you study?
Binghamton University.
Binghamton University. Yep. I couldn't get it out there.
It's okay.
Yep. Thank you.
SUNY Binghamton.
So, it's a SUNY school. Okay.
Yep.
So pretty sizable out here. Is that like the largest school in the area? I apologize for being ignorant of the educational system in the region.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you say that has like pushback been like physical confrontations?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they get physical, spitting.
Yeah.
A lot of spitting, shoving. Trying to grab hijabs off certain women.
Okay.
And just trying to be physically intimidating, getting really close in your space, like an inch away from your face, trying to talk to you, trying to get you to react.
Yeah, that's what they do. Red baiting. That's what fascists do.
Of course.
Yeah. That's how it goes. But yeah, what else was I going to say? So Binghamton Solidarity for Palestine, is it part of like a larger organization, like national organization?
Not necessarily. We collaborate with a ton of different orgs. I guess the one that we're closest with right now is something called SUNY BDS.
Okay.
It's kind of a statewide thing across all the SUNY, State University of New York is what SUNY stands for. We're part of that network, but we're pretty independent, but we do work closely with other pro-Palestine orgs as much as possible.
Do you have any upcoming events that you all will be attending?
Nothing completely set in stone. What we're mostly working on right now is trying to put up a mural.
Okay.
In the city, we're trying to stage more protests, trying to do more of that. We have a lot of weapons manufacturers out here, and we're trying to make people aware of that. We're trying to get more of the labor movement involved. But in terms of what's set in stone at the moment, I feel bad. We've just had so many back-to-back events, and then now we don't have anything concrete.
That's okay. That's how it goes, though. That's how it goes. Mm-hmm. What about like social media? How can people get in touch with you? How do they find out more about the organization? Email, social media?
Absolutely. Social media, if you follow us on Binghamton BDS on Instagram, Binghamton Solidarity for Palestine, fully spelled out on Facebook, Binghamton BDS on X. We don't use X much because it's kind of a cesspool.
Yeah,
but
that's what it is.
Yeah, and then bingpalestine@gmail.com.
You said Bing Palestine.
Yep, Bing.
Okay, good. Travis, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and I thank you for the work you're doing. We see this effort to silence the pro-Palestinian movement, and it really takes work from everyday people like you to expose it and to keep on fighting all that.
Oh no, thank you very much. Thank you guys for all the work you do and for giving us this platform.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for talking to us.
Yes, thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, so it's been a while since we talked about Alex, and want to give you a little bit of an update. But first, I want to remind people who he was, or is. Right now, he is the only person right now who is in jail right now, in prison, for what he did on January 6th. And of course, it will be stabbing two Proud Boys. It happened during a rally in Albany, New York, and he was basically protecting individuals that the Proud Boys were attacking. The Proud Boys and some other individuals that were trying to have a Stop the Steal rally and such. He was coming to the aid of those that were being attacked by the Proud Boys, and he was able to stab two of them. For that, he is in jail right now for 20 years. The trial was only 3 days. Just only 3 days. And needless to say, that we think that there's a lot of issues that are concerning the case, and when you're talking about a guy like Alex Stokes, and you're talking about somebody
who was out there for his community. This is pretty much reason that why he is in jail right now, is because he was in fact stepping up for his community. He really was. And now we got to step up for him. And just want to let you know that he was in a prison that was about probably 2 to 3 hours away from home, right there, almost near the border of Canada. He's from Albany. Just a couple of weeks ago, they moved him to Sing Sing. And even though that's a rather notorious prison, it's actually better for us and better for him because he's closer to home. And if you want to try to get a hold of him and you want to try to send him some notes of current encouragement, we want you to do that. And we would love it if you did. We're going to have a lot more in the next couple of weeks about his case. Hopefully we can get some family on to talk. But we're going to see how we can do it without messing up his case or anything like that. Because, anytime you put something out there, anything's possible. They'll use anything. And he's already in jail for something that he really shouldn't be in jail for. So, and we want him to come home. That is the goal. We want him to come home. And you can reach him. His last name is Contopasses. I'm going to spell that. Contopassis. Alex Contopasses. And here's his address. So first of all, Alexander Contopasses, 22B5028, Sing Sing Correctional Facility, 354 Hunter Street, Ossining, New York, 10562-5442. Now, obviously, I'm going to have this underneath me spelled out because I know I had problem with my pronunciation. I can't even say pronounce. You know what I'm trying to say, people. In any case, yes, definitely, people write to him, show love, show support, and if you want more information about his case, go to freealexstokes.com. That's freealexstokes.com. And thank you. And we're going to get started by saying this is Warzone Distro. You might be familiar with them because they have been on the show. I think once, and yeah, I think it's just once. We
just
messed
one
up.
time.
Yeah, but we had a mess up the first time, right?
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, the first time, yeah, sound and all that. We got to do that again sometime.
No, we got to do it again. We got an entire summer where we're going to be bumping into each other all the time. And now for those of you who don't know, we have been talking for years, for decades even, and we really didn't meet until 2 years ago.
Years and years of emailing back and forth. Didn't really know who we were, but we were on the same shit, doing the same thing.
And now we're the best of friends. Oh boy, and I do appreciate y'all being out here again because
we appreciate y'all being out here.
I mean, this is. I love this book fair. I mean, it's so funny. I don't go to the New York City book fair as much as I've done this one, and this thing just started 3 years ago.
Every year that we table here, we get like the best responses. We got so many people that come up and engage in all these amazing conversations.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've been doing this for like 3 years now, and every year it gets better and better.
Yeah, and I gotta say the same thing about One People's Project. I mean, we're doing really good over there. I've only been able to do out of the past 3. We had to miss last year's because I gotten sick, and but I'm back here and I'm gonna try to stay coming up here because it's worth it. I mean, it's. What do you think about the fact? I mean, I live in the suburbs for most of my life, but I noticed that there's a lot more. I guess they're hungrier when you start going out to suburbs and rural areas, which is kind of like what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that same kind of dynamic versus when you go to more urban areas, like you're going to Detroit in a couple of weeks, aren't you?
Yeah. So I would say that I've definitely seen that same dynamic. I think that people are more hungry for this type of material because it's not something that's as accessible.
Mhm.
I think that people that are already living in big cities, they're used to having access to this information
Mhm.
because in bigger cities, information is a lot more like rapid. But I think in places like this, it's fairly new still. We get a lot of people that come up to the table and are like, I've never seen anything like this. This is my second time or even my first time being here, and this is amazing. And I think that is a really important thing that anarchists should keep in mind, is that not just the big cities, but like everywhere. You know what I mean? Like every little space where we don't have a presence, create a presence, create dialogue, create conversations,
And that's one of the things that one of our cohorts on the show, Beth Foster is she is really trying to encourage activism, rather more actions in an activity, to be real, in the rural areas. She's really focused on the rural, and I can appreciate that. I mean, because I think a lot of people that we see, it's really funny. People that we see in urban areas do come from the rural areas because they couldn't live there.
Right. Well, so Chicago is like my homeland area, right? But the thing is, I grew up in Elgin. Elgin is like 45 minutes away from Chicago.
Mhm.
If you're taking the Metro, it's like one of the last stops in the northwest suburbs. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So that was one of the reasons why I started this distro in the first place, is because I wanted to provide accessible anarchist reading material to the people in my hood that didn't always go out to the cities, you know what I mean?
Right.
Didn't always go out to Chicago or like any big city. And that was one of the things I wanted to do, was create an anarchist presence in that area.
And what do you think out of everything, for example, here, have they been receptive to it? What do you think?
I think a lot of people have been receptive to everything that we have, because you have a lot of different people coming up to the table who have a lot of different ideas. They come from a lot of different backgrounds. And
Mhm.
so everybody sees a little bit of something that they are interested in and that they relate to. That's why we cover as many different topics as we
I
can.
actually did not expect that answer. I always thought that there would be a case of folks gravitating towards things that they were aware of. But here we're talking about a nice little cross section of information,
Mhm.
and they're eating it all up. you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
because the thing is, a lot of people can access, anarchism, the history and so on online. There's a lot of distros that already have a lot of those reading materials.
Oh, don't worry.
But like the
I
material,
actually saw that coming. I knew that was going to happen, but go on.
but like the thing is, like all the different topics, right? Not just anarchism itself, but all the things like animal liberation, radical
Mhm.
sobriety, decolonization, green anarchy. All these different things relate to the idea of being against authority.
Right.
So all we're really doing is showing all the different colors of what anarchism looks like. And so that way people have access to very specific topics that maybe other distros don't have. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And I think that's the reason why so many people appreciate what we're doing, is because we cover so many different things.
Like he was just being interviewed from from here. I believe they're from here, and it was even just gravitating. They particularly pointed out the dreadlocks.
The dreadlocks.
Let me slide that over. I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show that on camera. It's right at the far end.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, our dreadlocks are revolutionary. Now I'm short because I can't grow, and I used to be a skin, so I keep my shit short. But it's really I'm looking forward to this. I'm glad I meant to grab this, but because
Here, grab that one, and related to that is this one as well.
This one is towards Terra
Incognita.
Thank you.
Incognita, a critical look at cultural essentialism, nationalism, and body policing. Because there are some people out there that think that dreadlocked hair is like only a black thing, but that's not true, right? Like if somebody's hair naturally locks up, that's their hair.
Yeah,
that's not a racial
thing. It's so funny. It's so crazy too, because when people started wearing dreads, the issue, I mean, everybody gets upset whenever they see white people wearing dreads.
Right.
I mean, that's one thing. But when everybody started wearing them regularly, this is back in '91. There were times Rastas did not like that. Because they didn't like the fact that people was using it as just a fashion statement.
Right.
And I'm looking at these as saying, no, it's not a fashion thing.
Right.
It's who we are.
It's a rebellion thing. Because the thing is, there's people out there that think that cultures are this locked in box thing, but the fact is cultures all influence other cultures.
Correct.
So, and there are some Rastas who are very supportive of anybody wearing locks because they enjoy seeing some of their culture being shared.
Remember, this was back when everybody was just starting wearing shaving the sides and all of that. They really flipped out over. But yeah, things progress.
And so we started to see how dreadlocked hair, whether it was on black, white, brown, indigenous, whoever, we started to see how that challenged the conventional beauty standards, especially European beauty standards, in which we're all expected to be very well groomed and clean cut. You know what I mean? Because that's something that America tries to present itself as, is we're very clean, and it tries to create this racialized, class-based distinction between us and other countries based on how clean we are. So a lot of us were like, you know what, fuck that shit. We're going to be wild. We're going to rebel against this shit, And especially when it comes to bodily autonomy, however somebody's hair is, that's their hair, that's their body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and then we just take it from that to other things that are going on here that's also talking about culture. Let's just run to what will be the next thing that everybody... I see a lot of pamphlets. I'm going to call it pamphlets for
my
zines,
pamphlets.
Because I can't say anything else about veganism.
Yeah,
veganism is all over this table right now, and I think that's really... I mean, you have liberal, radical, and nihilist. This is veganism.
Yeah, so basically that zine breaks down the differences between liberal veganism, radical veganism, and nihilist veganism.
And this is a different thing. This is not about veganism.
Well, this is about veganism. This is about the ways that animals are also colonized individuals as well. You know what I'm saying? Indigenous people, humans, were not the only individuals that were colonized, but animals were also colonized and eventually commodified, turned into objects for everybody to consume. And that's kind of the issue with industrial civilization itself, is that life is transformed into an object to be bought and sold.
Yeah.
So for us as anarchists, it makes sense to be vegan and reject that type of species' relationship with animals.
And that's the important thing also, I should say.
You're nodding your head, you know what's up. Yeah.
15 years. Yeah,
Oh,
the exploitation that comes along with it.
there you go.
Yeah, I have no better case for anarchism, socialism, whatever it might be. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Hell yeah.
Are you filming?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
famous.
but
Hey,
you're-
hey,
you're
hey.
good,
Hopefully
you're
you
good.
heard. Hopefully you heard them.
Yeah. All these are free, by the way. So if you
Yeah.
see any you like, feel free to help yourself. They're all free.
And that's the important to make a point of. When you come to a thing like this, what should people expect when you're going to Detroit? I said
Right,
earlier.
right.
And what is that event? We may as well just say.
So
what it is.
the Detroit event is a hardcore fest. It's going to have a whole bunch of different bands, and a lot of those bands do promote like veganism, straight edge, and so we feel like a lot of the material we have can complement that.
We'll cut this out. This part here.
Third spaces outside. Solidarity Unionism 4:30 at the loading dock. Thank you.
Okay, as you were saying, what was the event? We're gonna start right from the beginning. What was that event?
So the event in Detroit is a hardcore fest. It's called Tied Down Fest, and there's going to be some bands that have straight edge and vegan messages. So we feel that it makes sense for us to table a lot of vegan and straight edge reading material as well. So that's what we're going to be doing there.
And this is what you and you say everything on the table is free.
Everything that we produce is free. Part of the reason for that is because as anarchists, we believe in making anarchist reading material free and accessible to everybody, but also we don't feel that we can claim ownership necessarily over really any of this.
Mhm.
Some of this I wrote, but most of this are stories written by individual people, and we're firm believers in like sharing stories, because stories is how we learn from each other and how we connect with one another and how we like, you know, try to understand our individual experiences. So like we want to spread people's stories around and like share those with other anarchists, you know?
Yeah, take it. You got a question.
May I ask, like straight edge? I have a picture of that in my head, but would you mind elaborating on that?
Yeah, so straight edge started out in the 80s, and it was a youth movement that was responding to the social pressures within the music scene to drink and smoke to be cool. A lot of these people were not old enough to drink, you know, at the shows. So what happened is the shows would like mark their hands with X's and basically be like, you're too young or whatever. They would get made fun of for being too young. So instead of like succumbing to that type of bullying, a lot of these youth decided, you know what, we're going to reclaim this. We don't need to drink or smoke to be cool. We're going to like, you know, reclaim our minds and bodies. And then it started turning into a movement, because then once they became age to drink and all that, they were like, you know what? Like, we created something, let's stick with this. Straight edge itself, there's a lot of different rumors of how the name came to be, but a rumor that I kind of like is a lot of these kids were like referred to as, oh, you were straight edge, you know, you're like, you're boring, you're no fun. So they decided, okay, yeah, you're right, we're straight edge. And so that's like one of the things that was used to like define this movement of people that asserted their individual rebellion against this like social pressure through intoxication culture.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to be wrapping up here, so I just want to say straight up, yes, these are for free. These are for free, but it's cost to publish, costs for you to travel around. People are donating to your efforts, and how do they do that?
So people can either donate to our Venmo. We have PayPal as well. Most of the time, whenever we table these events, people donate straight up cash to us. And we really appreciate that, because that does help us with any cost to print these things, but it's never obligated. The last thing that we ever want is we don't want anybody to feel that if they don't have money, they don't have access to this reading material. We will find a way to make this material accessible with or without the donations. That is first and foremost. But it is very much appreciated when people do donate and help us out, you know.
Excellent. Can you find that link like through your socials? Or?
Yeah, so you can take those cards. Those cards are free. They got our socials on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Flash bomb. Flash bomb? Flower bomb. This is my face you're talking. Flower bomb. Thank you, bro.
Always a pleasure, man.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the people we spoke to, and hope that you enjoyed the show. And by the way, I definitely recommend the book about the Mets. Definitely gonna talk about it. We gotta do. It's actually because if you notice on the in the interview, he said that was a best seller already.
Oh, right, that's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, so everybody go and check it out, and then and everybody that we spoke to today, and then come back to us next week. By the time you guys watch this, we should be telling you Happy Mother's Day, because that's coming up. It's not here yet, but by the time you see this, it will be that weekend. So Happy Mother's Day for all you mothers out there. I'm going to be hanging with my mother, and appreciating the fact that she's still here on this earth, and was here in the first place. So in any case, we'll see y'all. And don't forget, you can find us on Instagram or Facebook, both as One People's Project, and Threads, and I guess Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky.
YouTube,
Yep, YouTube.
Substack.
Channel. Our channel on YouTube is One People's Project TV, and
You're on TikTok too.
oh yes, I'm on TikTok as the Notorious DLJ.
The one and only.
So it was funny at the time. In any case, y'all, take care. We'll see y'all next week with a new Sightings episode. And at some point, I don't know what video we're going to show after this, but you'll enjoy it anyway. So take care, y'all. Peace.
Everybody I know just says they wanna go dancing. Good times are harder to find, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been looking for ways to rise above all the tragic, but the weight of the times just keeps on holding me back. I feel like a zombie, in a beautiful world. I feel like I'm wandering, locked out of heaven but too broken for earth. Oh, feel like I'm stuck somewhere in between. Oh, a wonderful world and a twisted dream. Everybody I know I feel like I'm